Okay, here we are in Be Strong Fitness Club's portal, and the customer would like to request a quote. He wants a quote on something that we've never done before. Otherwise, he would go to the orders and find all the ones that have been shipped and request a reorder on that. But because he wants to do a brand new quote, he's going to use the request quote option. Here, he can type in all the information about the order and he can attach an image. So let's do that now. As you can see, both logos have been attached. All we did was click on the attach option, went and found the design, and now we can click on request. And then of course they got a little message here that said, thank you, your quote request has been sent. Now that our customer through his portal has sent us a quote request, I'm going to show you in Teesom where you can see that now. We're going to head to the main menu and we're going to click on a new option in the drop down called quote request. Go ahead and click on that, and as you can see, we can see when we receive the quote request. Eventually you're going to be able to search these. You'll be able to distinguish between sales reps, things like that. So here are the two images that they sent through the portal to us in the quote request, and of course we can read through the description there. Just a little tip, when you click on the image to download it, be careful not to close out of the tab because that will close out of your Teesom. Just hit the back button and it'll take you back to the quote request list. I know that was a mistake that I made. Okay, so now that we've got the request, let's go ahead and do the actual quote, and then we'll see how that looks when we send it to the customer. Still sending the email, but also when we send the quote, we're going to make it available in the customer's portal. Here you can see I finished the quotation. I'm about ready to send to Brandon. I've got 50 shirts listed here. I just did a variance of small through 3XL just so he could see the price of the shirts. And I'm going to go ahead and send this email off to him. So I'm going to click on the send button. And notice there's a few more options in here. We still have the lock retail prices and we still have the quote expiration date, but we've got two new features here. One is the show quote and customer portal, which we absolutely want to check on. And then the other option is to allow the customer to make an online payment. You have a new feature that we'll talk a little bit more about later, but absolutely, if you want your customer to be able to make a payment through Gravity or through Square integration, definitely go ahead and leave that checked on. Okay, let's go ahead and click on the preview and send. And I'm going to do a little sales and marketing in this preview of the email, because I added a little option into the quote for a hang tag and to fold the shirts. So I just want to explain to him, because I have it built into the cost of the shirt. So I just want to explain to him that there's a charge in there for an additional $1.50. This is a great marketing ploy for them, and hopefully they'll take advantage of it. $1.50 per shirt seems to be a small fee for that. So let's go ahead and send that off to Brandon. So just as before, he's going to get an email sent to him, but because he has a customer portal now, he can actually just go into his customer portal and view that. Let's go look at that now. So when Brandon logs into his portal, he's going to click on the quote option, and here's that beautiful quote that we just sent him. And just as always, he can see that he's got a standard turnaround, an express turnaround, and an urgent turnaround, just as if he was being emailed this function. If he wants, he can actually click over here to open and print out the order. He can actually click on the eye icon to open the order and view it as if he had just received it in an email. And then, of course, while he's in here, he can click the place order option if he would like. The last option here is to open the new messenger system. If he wants, after viewing the quote, he can simply click off the option to talk about the full front logo or to talk about the order in general. And then he can start messaging. So down here is where he would type the message. He can also make an attachment. And then once he hits send, you'll be able to view this in your Teesom. Let's go ahead and type a message now. And now let's see what that looks like on your side. So in the notifications, you would have gotten an alert that there's a new message from Be Strong Fitness Club regarding their order. All you have to do is click on the hyperlink there, and then you'll go into the messaging system and see what Brandon has written to you. Now you can respond. And the messaging can continue for as long as you need to. So until Brandon is satisfied and moves the order forward. All right, we're going to walk through the process of Brandon moving his order forward. So he's going to click on the standard turnaround time, so he'll click on that option. Notice he has a deposit due, so we are going to walk through retrieving the payment from him. You can hit the next button, and this is where Brandon is going to have to fill out his information here. And next. And now, as you can see, Brandon has the option to keep this card on file. So if he clicks the drop down here, he can click on send message to verify the card. And now he'll have to type in the verification code that he received in his email. And now that card appears as a card on file in his portal. All right, we're back on our job board, and you can see that the Be Strong Fitness Club order is now on our job board. I want to just point out a couple of things. Notice this badge here for the work order status. Keep in mind that there is an option in the setup to allow the customer to view this. So I want to show you what that looks like in the customer portal. If you're not doing a good job of updating these statuses, I would turn that feature off, because you're only going to confuse your customer if you leave this badge on and you're not updating it. So through the entire process, it just says new, 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 new. Well, don't even bother to show them that. So let me jump over to the customer's portal, and we're going to look at this order that's now in Brandon's portal. So here you go. So do you see how that badge over here says new? Again, it is new right now, but if it constantly stays on new, well, then you probably don't want this badge to appear, and you can actually turn that off. All right, let's go back to our Teesom, and let's go ahead, and I'm going to fast forward through this and create the art, and then I'm going to send the art approval. All right, as you can see, I've finished the art approval, and I'm going to use the action button to send the art approval request. And again, it's also going to email this to the customer as well as allow him to view it in the portal. So let's go ahead and select the appropriate items here. I'm just going to have the approve once on. I'm going to turn off some of these other features. I do want the reminders to stay on, and let's go ahead and click on preview and send. Again, if I want to type in any kind of information here, I can. Let's just go ahead and hit send. All right, let's jump back over to the customer's portal and see what he gets. All right, we didn't have to go very far. As you can see, I'm on the orders tab. We've got the work in progress selected, and this is what it defaults to when the user first logs in. And as you can see, we've got our art approval badge here, and it says click to approve, and then he's got the more option here. So let's go ahead and click on the more option to see what that entails. And then let's go ahead and click to approve. So just as he's done before, whether he would have gotten this through the portal or through an email, he sees your logo in the upper left-hand corner. He sees your phone number in the upper right-hand corner. And then he'll just approve or reject this as he normally would. Let's go ahead and submit the art. And then let's go ahead and close out of this to see what now the order says. So look, it now says approved on 10/29, 2021. Let's go ahead and jump back to your Teesom and see what happened after the customer approves it through their portal. All right, here we go. You've got the 100% and the go for green on the art. So the next thing we need to do is we need to start taking this job through the flow of ordering the goods, receiving the goods, running it in production, and all the while changing any of these statuses. Now that the art is done, we can actually move this to pre-press and just let the customer know any of the stages that we're going to move this to. You can also add things to your work order status, something along the lines of at machine or at finishing, to let the customer know exactly where the order is. And obviously you'll do this in the company setup under lists if you want to fine-tune this drop-down. I just think it's very beneficial to the customer to know exactly what stage it's on. So anytime I make a status change here, let's jump back to the customer's portal, you can see they see that status over here as well. So you may want to maybe give them a list of all the statuses and kind of explain what each one of those means. Anything to improve the relationship with you and your customer, I think, is beneficial. As you can see, I've already received all the goods in, and as you can see, it's now 100% here. I had also changed the status to goods received in, but now I'm going to move it to say, hey, right now it's in production. And then after production, I may move it to the finishing department so that we can trim backing, fold, bag, put hang tags on, anything like that. So again, your customer is going to constantly be updated in his portal what the stage of the order is. All right, let's fast forward and let's complete the order. It's now done, it's been produced. We're going to open up the order and we're going to complete it. So I'm going to click on work in progress and move that down to complete. It's still going to send an email, and then all I have to do is send this off. So the customer is going to get 2 notifications again, one via email, one in his portal. Let's go look at the portal and see what the customer sees when the job is done. So no longer does the order appear on the work in progress tab. If he moves over to complete, he can now see that the job has been completed. And look how the work in progress status still stays there. So we want to make sure this status is something that's applicable for the current status right now for this job. So I could put it to ready to ship if it in fact was being shipped, but look, it's going to get picked up here. If I want, I can move it to done, final payment due, but look over here, the order is paid. So really the perfect option is this ready for customer pickup. And so that's what I'm going to put the status to so that the customer is notified in his portal that, hey, you need to pick it up. Not only that, but the minute I hit complete, it also sent him an email to pick up the order as well. All right, so let's jump back to the portal to see that. now he sees that it's ready for customer pickup on the complete stage. Once the customer has picked up the order, let's go to our task board. This order is now waiting on the ship pickup area, and here on the completed orders, goods ready to be picked up. So when this customer comes in to pick up his order, we're simply going to click on the invoice, see that it's paid. If he needs a copy printed, we can print it. If we need to email him a copy of the invoice, we can do that as well. But he has all this in his customer portal. So when I do take the payment, if it did still have a balance due, let's say I'm taking the remainder of it when he picks it up. Whenever he prints his invoice, it's going to always have the most updated version of that invoice in his portal. So you do not need to keep resending the invoice. It's just going to automatically update it. So that's a really nice feature. Now we can actually move it to ship pickup, and we'll of course send an email if we need to. Again, really isn't even necessary to send that email. We'll just say that, hey, it was picked up. And now what the customer sees in his portal is no longer is the order in the complete tab, but now it's in the shipped tab. And automatically my Teesom moves every order to the final stage, which is the after sales follow-up. So my customer knows in a couple of days he's going to get a phone call from me to say, how are those promo tumblers working out for you? Or how did those t-shirts for the rec event work out for you? Because I have him on my list on the task board. Here's the t-shirts for the rec event. So we can see that I just did this order today, but this is going to stay here until I want to follow up with the how did the shirts work out for you. And I probably want to wait. Remember, when I designed the shirts, I know the event was November 21st, so I may wait to contact him until November 21st to follow up to see how did the shirts work out for the event. And that is a quick overview of everything that you're going to be able to do within your customer portal. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and click on the alerts so that you're notified of all the videos that we do on the customer portal and other areas of Teesom. Thanks so much for watching.